merchant, a trader. A merchants travel from one place to another. They go here and there. They buy and sell. A merchant is a person who buys goods and comes and sells it, and they make profit. They may buy something for 100 rupees and come and sell it here for 200 rupees and make a profit. Profit means they have to make money. They have spent so much to travel. At last, he came to a merchant who gave him a job to be in the kitchen and carry in wood and water for the cook. So he found a job in the kitchen of a house. And what was his duty? He had to carry in wood and water for the cook. After he had been there for a long time, the merchant had to make a journey to a foreign land. After a long time, after a few years, now this boy became a grown-up boy. He became a young man. He might have been 10 or 12 when he left. Now he was maybe 18, 19, 20, 21. He was growing older and older. Now he was a young man and he was still working hard. And finally, the merchant had to go make a journey to a foreign land. He had to make a journey. What's a journey? Going from one place to another. To a foreign land, which means maybe he had to go to a foreign land. Those days it meant you had to cross the sea. The merchant asked all his servants what he should buy and bring them home for each one of them. The merchant was a very good man. He asked all his servants, what do you want? What do you want? When I come back, I'll buy something for you. It's like your parents, your mother or your father may travel for work and they say, tell me what you want. I'll bring it. The merchant asked all his servants what he should buy and bring home for each of them. Each one of them said what they would like. And then he came to the scullion. Who is the scullion? Scullion is the kitchen boy. This boy was still working in the kitchen because he didn't learn anything. He had not gone to school maybe, but he was working hard in the kitchen. A scullion is a person who works in the kitchen, a kitchen help. A kitchen help is called a scullion. And then he came to the scullion who bought in wood and water for the cook. The lad held out his penny. Remember the honest penny? He still had the penny, that one penny which he took when he was a little boy. He had that penny with him. So the lad gave the penny to the merchant and the merchant asked, well, what shall I buy with this? Asked the merchant. What shall I buy? What do you want me to buy with this single penny? Buy what I can get for it. He said, I don't know. Whatever you can get for one penny, buy it. And he says, this is an honest penny. This is an honest penny. Penny means I did not steal it. I earned it. It is my penny. So whatever you can get, you please buy. His master gave his word to do so and sailed away. What is to give your word? Give your word is make a promise. I'll give you my. So he gave him the penny and said, you get whatever you can. The master said, yes, I will. Promise to get. The merchant traveled in his ship to foreign lands and bought what he had promised his servants. So when they traveled those days, they did not return immediately next week and next month. It took a couple of years sometimes because they had to travel by sea, sailboat. Can you see the boat there? It would take a long time. These days, you can from here, 10 hours, you can go from India to Europe, or from you can go to the US in less than a day. But those days, they had to travel and travel and travel. At the end of a very long journey, after many years maybe a couple of years, 2 years, the merchant was returning home and he bought all that he had promised his servants. Then when he boarded his ship again, what is to board the ship again? Boarding the ship means getting onto the ship. You board a ship. So when he was boarding and disembarking, there are two words. You board a ship and you disembark. Disembark. D-I-S, embark, E-M-B-A-R-K. You board a ship, you climb in, you get in. You disembark, you get out. Then when he boarded his ship again to return home, he suddenly realized that he had not bought anything for the scullion with the silver penny that he had given him. Must I go all the way back to town for the sake of a silver penny? He thought. See, he'd got all his servants' gift, but he forgot the boy's gift, 1 penny. What will I get for 1 penny? He had come to the ship. And you have to go back to the town? Do I have to go all the way back? He thought. Maybe he said, it's such a waste of time. I'm not going back for just 1 penny. What will I get for 1 penny? Just then, an old lady came walking by with a bag on her back. What have you got in your bag, mother? Asked the merchant. Oh, nothing else, just a cat. What was she carrying in her bag? Can you see the old woman carrying on her back? What was inside? A cat. I cannot afford to feed it any longer. I cannot afford, meaning I don't have the money. I can't afford. I cannot buy. I don't have any money to feed it any longer. So I thought I would just throw it into the sea and make away with it. So the old woman wanted to throw the cat into the sea. Then the merchant said to himself, did the lad not say I was to buy what I could get for his penny? And what did the merchant think? The boy has said, you get whatever you can for 1 penny. So he asked the old lady if she would take 4 farthings for her cat. 4 farthings means a part of the penny. So he said, okay, will you take this money and give me the cat? Doesn't matter what 4 farthings is. It's not important, so just leave it. Now, when the merchant had sailed a bit, so he got the cat. So what did he get for his penny? A cat. He was going to take this cat and give it to the boy. When the merchant had sailed a bit, when the ship had sailed a bit, there was such a storm that he sailed on till he did not know where he was going. It's like a sail ship. It keeps tossing around. The wind will push the ship this way and that way. At last he came to a land on which he had never set foot before, and he went into the town. So the ship was tossed around. Tossed around means, have you seen clothes in the washing machine? They go like that. The boat was tossed around like clothes in a washing machine. And finally he came to a land, and he had not come to this place. So let's leave that question there. We'll come back to it. At the inn, what's an inn? Inn is like a small hotel. At the inn where he turned in, at an inn is like a very small hotel. He turned in, a board was laid, a board like a table. A board means a wooden board. Like we have tables these days, our tables look very good. But those days, they took some wood and just placed it on some legs. That's just like just a board, just a wooden board, a wooden plank.